to explain the CODiE program and to, most importantly, answer any questions that you may have. Some of you may be veterans of the program, or others may be trying it for the very first time. So we found this is just a very good first step, in addition to all the other communications that we do, to make sure that we explain the program as clearly as we can, and also make sure, as I said, to answer any questions. So Wendy and I are both going to be presenting today and going over a number of topics that include really the overview and benefits of the program, what's new in 2012, because as we get feedback from members, from judges, and others, we make changes to the program, and we've made some substantial ones this year. And finally, there's the timeline, just so you know when the deadlines are, because that's always a key point. And then finally, we've made sure to save ample time for Q&A. We see that some of you are using the chat window, and that's great, so that you can pose questions to either Wendy or myself, and we'll use that as a way to handle any questions that you have, so that we don't get overtaken by keyboards or hold music, as sometimes happens in these calls. So let's focus on some of the benefits that accrue to people, and this really gets to the fundamental question of, why participate in the CODiE Awards. As some of you veterans know, this program has been around for 27 years. When Ken Wash founded the SIIA, an awards program was really one of the fundamental services that he felt the industry needed, and the members have agreed, and have agreed year after year after year. So in terms of why people do it, obviously you can read the slides here. It's to be recognized as a leader by a variety of constituents. We see many people who put CODiE logos up on their site after they win or they become finalists, because it really is a great promotional opportunity for them. And moreover, in some cases, people use it to trust and vet suppliers that they use. So that's a big win for participants. Also, by going through this process, you're going to get a chance to interact with a variety of judges, and that gives you really helpful feedback on the product from industry experts. Before I joined the Software and Information Industry Association as a staff person, I was a member, and I participated in judging several times, and it was just a great experience, because you really got to learn a lot about different products in the industry. And the questions that I asked of people and the other judges asked were really seen as valuable by the product people and other presenters who were able to do those presentations. We also back all this up with a lot of promotion via really any venue that we can, whether it's email, website, social media, etc. And then, of course, obviously winners receive an award and logo placement on the website. So it's just a great way to really trumpet the product. One thing that's not mentioned here, although it is an element that I've heard year after year from winners, is that it's really quite a bit of recognition for the development team. Those men and women who sort of work in the back room and aren't always out in the public talking about their product, but this is a real nice validation for them. And in fact, one of last year's winners shared with us an opening video where the box came from SIIA with a fully engraved award, and they had a whole crowd of people around, and they filmed the whole thing as people open it. So it was great to see people celebrating, and the people that were in the room with the team that won it were mostly on the development team. So it was great to see that excitement among that team. In terms of who you join, we've had a lot of really great companies in the industry win these awards. Here in the winner circle, you can see up on the slide companies like ZoomInfo, Copyright Clearing Center, ProQuest, InfoTreeve, MarkLogic, Alacra. A lot of names in the industry, people who are building great products and really value the benefits here. At this point, I just want to make a mention, and we'll cover this a little bit later, that it does pay to be a member in this process, and that we have a join and save option. So there is a pricing differential that we'll touch on later on in the presentation, But to help people get involved with SIIA, we have a join and save option that is a way to get a nomination and also secure a membership in the SIIA. So now we're going to head over to what's new, what we've changed in the program this year, and both Wendy and I are going to cover a few of the elements here. I'm going to focus on the new categories, and she'll cover a lot of the elements on judging, because a lot of Wendy's time in the next probably 6-7 months is going to be spent working with judges and nominees. So in terms of categories, I worked with my team and our board of directors throughout the spring and summer to review all of the categories that we were providing awards in. And it really helped us hone the offerings that we had, and we felt it gave us a chance to provide a lot more in terms of coverage of the major content areas. So we split a couple items out, and the ones here in blue are the new ones. So for example, the best environmental information resource. And we're seeing a lot more content in that area that includes environmental resources, real estate, sustainability. So we felt that this was a great place to have a new award. We have the sales and marketing intelligence, which is now distinct from the best lead generation service, because we've seen work happening in both areas, both on the software and the content side. And in addition, we've got the political information resource. I mean, we see lots of new companies entering that space, companies being bought and sold there that have great products. So we're excited to be offering these new areas, and we'll certainly be interested in hearing what questions you might have. So now I'm going to turn it over to Wendy, who's going to talk a little bit about the change to the judging experience, as well as some of the timeline elements. So Wendy, over to you.
All right, thanks, Ed. First, I just want to mention that we have changed the criteria this year. Last year there was one set that applied to all the categories, but this year we have made sure that the criteria are specific to each individual category. And if you're interested in what the criteria is, you can just go on our website, and where the categories are listed, there is the criteria as well. Second, the judges have the option this year to choose between either a live product demonstration or a pre-recorded one. We wanted to give them the option because sometimes there are scheduling issues, and this just makes things a little bit easier for everyone. And then besides the demo, we are asking the nominees to also provide the judges with at least one of the...
The conference has been muted.
Sorry about that. We also want nominees to provide judges with a full copy of the nominated product or the website URL and login information for online-only products, a self-running CODiE demo, or a self-running online demo access. Okay. Next, you can see our timeline, and really the important date on here is the nominate box. All of the digital content categories are due October 7th, and that is a Friday. I do want to point out, though, that the business software and education technology categories, their nominations are due October 14th. So the deadlines are a week apart, but for digital content, keep in mind that it's October 7th. Okay, now to go over the nomination process itself. The first step is really just to take a look at the categories. For digital content, we have 17, and then when you add in the business software and education technology categories, we have over 70 total. So your product should definitely fit into one of the categories. And our nomination form is online, and on the form itself, it's not very long. We just ask for information about your product, some information about the developer, when the product was launched. We ask for a few URLs, and then you just select the categories that you're interested in nominating in. And I really encourage everyone to take advantage of our Join and Save. And our Join and Save program is for those organizations who have never been a member of SIIA or who have not been a member in the past 3 years. And what the Join and Save is when you nominate, you get your first, or you get a free CODiE Award nomination. And the $9.95 if you nominate first is credited towards your first year membership dues. And additionally, with the Join and Save, you can either nominate first and then join, or you can join first and then nominate. This is just another reminder that nominations for the digital content categories are due on October 7th. Now, a little bit about the judges. Our first round review judges are volunteer, and they're the experts. They're industry leaders, analysts, bloggers, investors, members of the media, they're customers, and it's these scores that will determine the finalists. The first round review process runs from October 11th through November 25th. So you can see it starts very soon after the nominations close. And it's during this time that the judges and the nominees will interact with each other, and you'll work to figure out what demo, whether live or pre-recorded. For the judging portal, this is where nominees will also provide additional information like login access if it's online. It could be links to a video, it could be more website or product URLs. It's basically adding in information that you feel better shows the judges what your product is about. And then again with the demos, it's either a live or pre-recorded demo. And I do want to point out that although it's 2 judges per product, that each judge has a choice. So one judge may want a pre-recorded demo and one judge may want to do a live demo. And then again, the criteria are very category specific, and we encourage the nominees to please look at this criteria. It can help you with figuring out what you're going to show on your demo, because this is what you will be scored on. For determining the finalists, each judge, they submit their scores and they're averaged together, and that score then makes up 80% of the final score, and this helps us determine the finalists. I want to point out, though, that the number of finalists per category varies. For example, if we have a category with 5 nominations, there will be 3 finalists. If there's a category with 6 to 10 nominations, there will be 4 finalists. And the number of finalists increases as the number of nominations in a category increases, and the full list is on our website as well. Once the finalists are determined, we will notify everyone via email, and you will be notified if you're a finalist or even if you're not a finalist. And finally, with this, the judges are asked to provide written feedback, and this can be strengths, weaknesses, or just any additional comments. And I really encourage everyone to please email me and just request this judge's feedback, as I think it's valuable information for making some improvements to your product. We'll announce the finalists on December 1st. Again, this is via email. And with promoting our finalists, we will send out a news release. We'll use social media, we'll put information on our website, it also will be on our blog, and we also send finalists a CODiE Awards finalist logo, and you can use this on your own website, on your own print pieces, wherever you feel it can be, and you can to let everyone know that you are a finalist. Then we have the member voting, which is from December 5th to December 23rd. And this makes up the 20% of the final score. This is done by SIIA members, and I just want to make it clear that these SIIA members are not eligible to vote in any categories where its products or those of its subsidiaries have qualified as finalists. And finally, we announce the winners on January 24th, and this happens at an awards dinner at the Information Industry Summit in New York City. And again with this, we use a news release, we use social media, we will send you a CODiE Awards winners logo that you, again, can use on your website or on any other sources where you want to show everyone that you have won a CODiE Award. And then really, before we get started with our question and answer, Ed, is there anything else that you'd like to add in?
Well, I think the big question that often comes through in these kind of presentations are, what does the pricing look like, and how is that handled in terms of how the awards are priced differently for nominating for members and non-members?
Definitely, that's a great question, and that frequently comes up. You can see on this slide, the left-hand column is for members and the right side is non-members. And we really, really encourage everyone, if you're not a member, take advantage of our Join and Save. And that $9.95 that you see under non-members is put towards your first-year membership dues.
So it looks like we've had a few other questions come in that I can pose to you, Wendy, and then you can provide the answer. The first question that came in was whether the nomination materials that somebody submits, how will they be treated and published? Will they only be seen by the judges, or will they be seen by others?
It will only be seen by the judges that are assigned to your product.
And the only part that would be public, Wendy, is the product description, right? So the people can see, oh, this product is the best environmental something, and here's its title and what it does, correct?
Yes.
Okay, another question that came in was, will judges for a particular category request live demos on some products and pre-recorded on others, or will it be the same across a whole category?
Oh, that's a great question. Some may request a live demo, or some may request a pre-recorded one. We like having this option because when you factor in schedules and time zones, not everyone may be able to partake in a live demonstration.
Great. Another question came up is there a limit to the number of awards for which we can apply?
The only limit is for each individual product. For example, one product can be entered in up to 3 categories, but otherwise you can nominate as many products as you would like.
Right, and the reason for that, I think, obviously, Lee, is that you don't want to spread a product too thinly across lots of categories because it makes it hard for the judges, and I think in a lot of cases it reduces people's chances of succeeding in the CODiEs because it's almost too much exposure. Let's see. So another question that came in is, hold on, now they're coming in fast and furious. Somebody wants to know how many nominations are submitted for a particular category, and that really changes from year to year, and that's not information that we are typically able to share. Wendy, I don't know if you have another point of view on that one, but that's typically not information that we have presented in terms of number of nominations. It's just finalists and then the winner that we share.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Someone wants to know what are the criteria to become a member. I wouldn't say there's so much criteria to become a member. It's a great organization that offers a lot of benefits to companies in B2B content and B2B software spaces, and we'll be happy to follow up, and I've got your contact information here, so I'll make sure to contact you to give you a little bit more background in terms of what the application process is like to become a member. Someone wants to know will there be a copy of this deck made available? So perhaps you can remind everybody, Wendy, what we're doing with the recording and also with the deck.
Sure, definitely. We will email out the recording and a copy of these slides for everyone.
Great. Next question is, why did we eliminate the super categories?
Well, we eliminated them this year. Well, first I'll point out that we did send out surveys to the nominees and the judges after last year. And just based on some of the feedback, we felt that it wasn't necessary to have those super categories. We wanted to stick with just regular categories this year.
Yeah, and just speaking as somebody who reports to a board of directors, I get very similar feedback from the content division board. So same sort of thing happened, and it just wasn't what I would call a popular addition to the program. Somebody asked another question about demos. Any time constraints or suggestions in terms of how to present your information?
That's another great question. I would generally say no more than an hour. If you can do a demo in less than an hour, that's great. Again, definitely view the criteria to see what you will be judged on.
Yeah, that's a key point. We went through these slides yesterday with Kathy Greenler-Sexton, who has been both a judge and a winner of numerous CODiE Awards at different companies. And her counsel was to really remind people to look at the criteria. My board of directors and I and others spent a lot of time making sure that the criteria for each award made sense for that award. So they're going to be different. The ones for scientific, technical, medical information are going to be vastly different than the business lead service. And the reason for that is we want to make sure that what the products are being judged on are fair for that product. So really spend the time there. The other point too that she made is make sure the person demonstrating the product knows the product. She said in some cases public relations representatives have tried to represent the product, and oftentimes they just don't have that depth of knowledge to really get into the speeds and feeds and features and benefits, and as a result the judges sometimes wind up with more questions asked than answered. So that's been a key finding that was made in terms of how to best present the demo. Let's see. So next question. Somebody submitted their product last year and did not win. Can we submit the same product again this year?
Absolutely. There's no rules against not submitting a product again.
Good. Next up.
I see a question just related to judging about improving judges and conflicts of interest. We have definitely taken some strides to really pay attention to the judges. And Ed can speak to this as he himself goes through and looks at every judge who has applied for a digital content category.
Yeah, I mean, we try and look and flag for any conflicts, and we actually ask people on the judging application, do you foresee any? And part of it is really industry knowledge, but we try and have it be as clean and clear as possible because we don't want to put people in positions where they think they're presenting a product before a competitor or somebody who's working for a competitor. So I hope that covers the issue on that one.
And during the process at any time, if anyone feels like a judge, there is a conflict of interest or isn't acting appropriately, please just let me know and we will take care of the issue.
All right, Wendy, here's a pricing one. What is the price for two products in separate categories?
Two products in separate categories.
So I'm assuming that's like product A might be in one area like best directory, and then a different product would be nominated for a different category. I don't think there's any cross discounts like that if I'm understanding the question correctly.
I don't have any cross discounts. And when you nominate, it's one nomination form per product. So the payment will take place that way too, as you'll pay for each product.
Okay. Let's see. Next question is, you mentioned a new requirement for a self-running CD or self-running online demo. Can you clarify the online piece, as we are a SaaS solution?
Sure. That is just one of the options. Besides that, is another option for judges or for nominees to supply to judges. And that's something that depends on what your product is. Some products do require a CD, or others may be only online.
Okay, let's see. All right, what's the role of customer case studies in the judging? Can we have a customer join the demo? That's a great question. I don't know if that's factored in before. I mean, I think that the point I would make is that by providing all the judging criteria, we're trying hard to give you all the cues that you would need to present a rock-solid demo. So if, in your opinion, having a customer there to support those points is going to be the best way for the judges to understand, wow, that really does seem to meet the needs of the marketplace, terrific. If it's just going to be somebody saying, wow, this is the greatest piece of software, since Lotus 123, I think we want to make sure that it's really going to be additive to your presentation. So I think that's my point. Wendy, I don't know about your thoughts about having other people on that caller presentation.
No, I agree with what you said.
Okay. Let's see. A similar point is, are collaborative submissions possible, two organizations working together? Example, a content publisher partnering with a software vendor. Both are members. I think we've had those in the past. They've been rare, but I think we've had those in the past.
Okay. I don't know off the top of my head what they have been in the past.
Okay. I think that's brought us to the last of the questions that I've seen here. Let's see. Hold on. There may be one more. Give me 1 second here. Okay. It was a question about, will a copy of this deck be made available? All right. I think that runs through the questions. Are there any other questions that people have before we wrap up? All right. Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody for participating. These are great questions that you asked, and I'll reiterate what I think Wendy's going to say, which is, our job really is here to help you all enjoy this program and have it be a positive experience. So if you do have questions, or if things are unclear, or you just need a clarification, feel free to reach out to us by email and phone. It's really our job is to make sure that this is all working smoothly for you, because that makes just for a better program for us. So big thanks from the content division, and Wendy, your closing thoughts.
Sure. As Ed said, please feel free at any time to give us a call or email us, and we'll definitely make sure we do everything to make sure this process goes smoothly for you.
Great. Well, Wendy's contact information is here up on the screen. Most of you probably get more emails than you care to from me on a weekly basis, but I'm E. Keating, that's EKEATING at SIIA.net, and we both look forward to hearing from you and seeing your nominations in the coming weeks, because there's a little less than a month left. So thanks again, and once again, feel free to reach out to us if we can help in any way. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Please stand by.